Our top focus on WION right now. Israel-Hezbollah tensions have peaked like never before. Missiles fired by both the sides over the last few days and statements from Iran and Israel ratcheting up the tensions between both the sides. This has also led to the UN Secretary General warning of Lebanon heading the Gaza way. In the latest, Iran has warned Israel against waging a full-blown war against Hezbollah, stating that the group has the capability to defend itself and Lebanon. In a strongly worded message, it has said that any decision by Israel to save itself will plunge the region into a new war. Meanwhile, the Israeli government has sent a clear message saying it cannot allow the terror organization to continue attacking its territory. The Netanyahu government has hinted at required decisions that it will take to end the war, demonstrating its psychological operation against Israel's anti-drone system. Hezbollah has released a new video claiming drone strike on IDF's counter-unmanned aerial system. The move comes just hours after Israeli army released a video showing strikes on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. Meanwhile, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned against war between Israel and Lebanon. He has said Lebanon must not turn into another Gaza amid the raging war.
Let's be clear. The people of the region and the people of the world cannot afford Lebanon to become another Gaza.
For more on this, we were earlier joined by Lieutenant Colonel Daniel L. Davis, who is a military expert and the host of Daniel Davis Deep Dive on YouTube. We asked him about the growing tensions between Israel and the Hezbollah militants and the imminent risk of a regional spillover. Take a listen.
I think these warnings are valid and need to be taken deadly serious by both Israel, the United States, the regional powers in the area. Because, listen, we got to understand, Hezbollah is not Hamas. And as much trouble as Israel has had to take care of the Hamas terrorist or threat and their militant capacity in the Qasem brigades there in the Gaza Strip, it would be dramatically more difficult if they went to war on the ground in Lebanon against Hezbollah. Hezbollah has more experienced troops. They have far more defensible positions than the Hamas side had. They've had decades, almost a couple of decades nearly, to prepare those since the 2006 war ended, and they have a far higher arsenal with which to attack. So they're really good at defending, as the Russians showed that they were, as they defended against the Ukrainian assault last year. The defense has the advantage in there, and Israel would have to go into the teeth of this stuff. And it's the same thing. You have tank mines, you have anti-tank missiles, you have the rockets, you have artillery. All those things they would have to be going through. At the same time, they still have the southern front with Hamas, because they would certainly cause a lot of trouble in the rear. And frankly, I don't think that Israel has enough ammunition, and it would strain their ability to conduct these operations simultaneously. And I think it would be a losing proposition that I don't think they should go into.
Israel has intensified its onslaught on Gaza over the last 24 hours. At least 45 Palestinians have been killed as the Israeli forces continue to pound Rafah in southern Gaza as well as other areas across the territory. Well, Israeli tanks push deeper into western Rafah, firing shells at displaced people's tents in the Al-Mawasi area, which was designated by Israel as a safe haven for displaced Palestinians, killing at least 25 and wounding 50.
During last night, there were random airstrikes. We were saved. Today afternoon, they fired a bomb near the Red Cross. We're located near the Red Cross. My husband ran to check. They fired again near the Red Cross. There were casualties there. People gathered there. I tried to call my husband and he didn't answer. People started to run and someone took us in his car.
The International Committee of the Red Cross said that the hospitals were flooded with injured people and casualty numbers spiked. The Red Cross has condemned the firing of high-caliber projectiles which landed just meters away from its office and homes in Gaza. The Israeli military said it was looking into the reported strikes on Al-Mawasi and also a different incident which took place in central Gaza, stressing that its forces were conducting precise intelligence-based actions in the Rafah area. It further released a video showing ground troops operating in Gaza and an aerial strike on what it said were Hamas targets. According to the IDF, the videos show troops locating weapons in a university, eliminating armed militants and destroying infrastructure by soldiers of the 99th Division who are currently operating in the area of central Gaza Strip. The Israeli army said that the 2 of its soldiers were killed in combat in central Gaza yesterday. Hamas also released footage of what they said were militants targeting an Israeli army base. In the footage, mostly shot from the militants' point of view, rockets can be seen fired at what Hamas said was an Israeli army base. Meanwhile, the UN on Friday said that it is Israel's responsibility to restore public order and safety in the Palestinian territory so that the humanitarian aid can be delivered. This comes after the Israeli military announced an 11-hour tactical pause daily. However, UN spokesperson Farhan Haq has said that along with fighting between Israel and Hamas, the risk of crime had also effectively prevented access of humanitarian aid to critical areas, including the Kerem Shalom crossing. Meanwhile, Qatar's Prime Minister said his country is continuing mediation efforts to bridge the gap between Israel and Hamas. Qatar, the US, Egypt have engaged in months of negotiations around details of a ceasefire in Gaza.